Hi guys, this is Oracle Daphne doing the Aquarius September 2014 reading. I had to change my shirt because I spilled my smoothie on it, which is why I'm doing all these on the same day with a different shirt. Although it doesn't probably bother any of you, but it's just sort of a classic thing that I always do. If I eat something, it's always on my shirt, so I'm constantly changing my clothes. Okay, let's get right into it. So, September. So you've got quite a lot of things going on here, Aquarius. So the first thing is this card, which I love. This is where you're at. This is the path that you're on. The path that you're on is being guided, but it's also being looked out for. This guy, this king, it's like God's looking down on you. It's like the people that are around you in spirit, they're looking after you. It's a very they're guarding you, they're protecting you. It's like it's a very healing, but it's also a very beautiful card. I like to think that, and I used to get this when I did, the Psychic Network, that this is really about people that have passed on, that are looking out for you, and they're guiding you, and they're guarding you, protecting you, and they want the best for you. This is maybe somebody who's passed away recently, that's in around you in spirit. And I mean, I know that's true for me, because I'm an Aquarius, so this is also for reading for me. But for you Aquarians that have had somebody recently pass, they are around you. They love you, and they're guarding you, protecting you from outside negative outside forces. So the next card that's actually crossing you is the Star, which is great because this is like the power to heal. So because these two are together, you are healing. You're really healing from a loss. You're healing from, in September, it's going to be about healing. And you're still healing from a loss that happened several months ago. And you're going to be healing more in September. And you're going to be feeling like, you can carry the weight of the burden, and it won't be so much to have let go of that person. It can be just that God's looking out for you right now, and He wants you to continue down the path that you're on, and because you're doing good work, and it's and the star, so it's like really like heaven. So God and all the stars in the sky are shining down on you, and it's like they're supporting you in what you're doing, and it's awesome. And then interesting, the foundation. So we go from that to this, which is the cheater, the liar, the cheater, the thief. The guy who's trying to escape responsibility. This is a really challenging reading because there's two very, very conflicting energies, But what I'm kind of getting is that God is going to protect you from this. God is, the angels and the stars and all those people in spirit want to protect you from this. They don't want, you're protected from this. So there could be energies around you somehow, somewhere, that aren't good. There could be, people around you that don't want to take responsibility for themselves, that would steal from you if they could, or they're just not being truthful, or they're hiding behind a mask. So they don't want to tell you who they really are, and they're afraid to tell you who they really are. It's just a fearful, type person. Some person who's really got the long. I'm just focusing on this long nose. Somebody who's really a liar. They're like Pinocchio. They have the Pinocchio nose that just keeps the nose that just keeps growing and growing. So it's sort of like they just keep lying and lying and lying and lying. So the thing is there's this element of this bird, this swan here, that looks down and knows, it sees that this is happening. So Aquarius, I think you're conscious. I think you're very conscious, and your eyes are wide open. Maybe in August they weren't, but now they're really, really open to seeing right through the bullshit. Like, if somebody's lying to you, you'll know. And if somebody's lying to you, in a way, it doesn't really affect you, because you're like, I know that they're doing it, you know that they're going to keep doing it, and it's not really going to affect you, because you are protected, you're guided, you've got all this light around you, and nothing can get to you. It's not going to get to you. So just keep that in your mind. It's not getting to you. It won't, and it can't basically get to you. In the past is this, in the past you may have been the Joan of Arc. You may have been, I think we got this for Aquarius in my end of August video. So this energy may still be around. You still may be fighting for what you want, you're focused. You're completely focused on the goals in your life. You have a lot of followers, but you're willing to fight alone if you need to, And Aquarius are very much like that. They're willing to stand alone. They're willing to stand out. They're willing to go first. So in the past, you may have gone first. You may have fought alone for something that you believed in, against many odds, You might have been fighting with your family, and everybody in your family might have been thinking one way. You might have just told them all to go to hell, and for good reason. You may have had a point. Aquariuses have a point. They have a point. They always try to explain their point, and not everyone really can understand what their point is sometimes, and that's why they end up in arguments. But they have a point. They had a point with their family, and that was in the past. That point was made, and they drove that point home. But you're moving on from that. That you're letting that go. You made your point, and you're moving on. It might just not be with the family. It could be with friends. It could be with other people. So I just wanted to add that. Now, what's happening right now is you're moving away from a time of hardship. You're moving away from a time where you had to work alone, provide for yourself. There's going to be, this sort of feeling that you're lifted out of that place. This can be moving also, but it feels more like you're just moving out of that energy of struggle, of feeling like you're being pulled down. This is not how it's going to be. Right now you feel like you're moving out of this, and that is great. That is like in the moment. And if you don't feel that way, you're going to be feeling like that soon. It's a forward motion. So you might feel that way even increase into October. And this is what's around the corner. I feel like some hard work is around the corner, but it's also almost more so being more patient, waiting for something. Patient, working and waiting and working and waiting. Those two things come up for you. That's right around the corner. But I think Aquarians kind of always know what's around the corner. So you kind of already probably felt this. This may have been going on for some time. This may have been a lifelong thing. You have been working, and you've been waiting, and it's been feeling like, you feel like you're not getting anywhere. But you're creating something, and you've got this energy around you. You are creating your prosperity, by working and waiting and being like the spider. So you're creating it for yourself. And when you do achieve those things, which you will, prosperity, okay, number one. When you do achieve that, you'll have a sense of self-fulfillment. You'll have a sense of pride in what you've built and what you've made for yourself, because you did it. You did it by yourself. You did it not necessarily all the time, because Aquarians have a lot of friends and family around them that help. But this is going to feeling like a sense of pride for yourself and a sense of accomplishment. So it'll be beautiful too. The life that you build for yourself. Aquarians love their home. They love, um, like, they have a lot of different interests. They have a lot of hobbies. So all those things that you're working on right now, projects, even creative projects, those are really going to flourish. And you've got a lot of things going on. You're capable of keeping a lot of pans on the fire at the same time, and doing really good with all of them. So all these pentacles, all these ships are really going to roll in for you, and it's going to be really a beautiful achievement, when you're starting to see the fruits of your labor. And this is your emotional state. The emotional state's kind of like, it's a fool. It's a beautiful fool, and this is for female Aquarians, because this is a female, and I feel like this is for female Aquarians. Okay, so this is you taking the leap of faith. She's got all these like little ribbons, and the birds are going to hold her up. But in your emotional state, it's kind of like you've been through a lot, and you, in a way, have been through so much that you could jump off the cliff and be confident that you'll be saved, because you've been through it before. You've jumped off many cliffs. You've taken so many risks, and you've come out okay, and you will continue to come out okay, because Aquarians kind of can see the future, so they know that they're going to be all right. I mean, they go through they have ups and downs like everybody else, but they can, more than anyone, can be like the fool and take the risk, because they're so used to doing it, and even though they're fixed signs, they're willing to make sacrifices, and to learn. For the sake of learning, Aquarians will take this risk. They will take the leap. They will go first. They will be the first one to jump off the cliff, because they know what the rewards are by doing so. They know that their vibration grows every time they make these big changes, and they are adaptable, and they are, Aquarians are some of the leaders in healing, in science, in learning. All of their risks pay off. So other signs really might want to watch this video. You might want to share this with some of the other signs, because other signs have a hard time. People have a hard time taking these risks, but Aquarians can be risk takers, and emotionally, you know that you're going to be okay. You're in a place of just being willing, and you're open to change. That's really what the message is. You're open to it. This message is what's coming in. And it's this guy supporting this girl. And it could be a girl supporting the girl, too. But you have, I think this came up before for you. But this is, there's somebody out there, or there's people out there that do support you, that do love you, that want the best for you. And sometimes it's about teamwork, too. Could be somebody at work that really supports you and loves you and appreciates you. It's also creating something with somebody else. It's like a partnership. So you may have like a new friend coming in, into your life. Somebody that's, or a mentor, or somebody that's just gonna be a partner, And if you don't have a boyfriend, you may find that you meet someone who's a true partner, This could mean partners in business, but also could be a romantic partnership where you team up with him, and it feels like it's a 50-50 split. It's not 80-20, it's not 90-10, it is 50-50. He takes 50, you take 50. In the relationship, he gives that much, you give that much, and it's equal. It's about a man supporting a woman and respecting her for who she is, and wanting to support her because of who she is. So, female Aquarians, this is about having somebody in your life, or somebody who's coming into your life, who really respects you for who you are and can appreciate who you are. And even if on your bad days they appreciate you. It's it's like that magnetic, there's like that, Astrolotta talks about magnetic attraction, she does videos herself, and I liked learning about, magnetic attraction. It's that magnetic attraction that's, in a way, it's like when somebody looks at you and sees you for how beautiful you are, even on your worst days. So your face could be breaking out, and you could have hives, and somebody is gonna love you. It's that love that's just sort of, it's like magnetic attraction. It's like they can't help it. They can't help, even like if you're feeling like absolute crap, you have the flu, but they want to rip your clothes off and have sex with you, and you're like, well, I look terrible. Why would you even want to go near me? And they still do for some reason. You're just like, okay, like, it's kind of like overwhelming, but that's just how it is. So so that's the kind of energy that's coming towards you. And then your attitude. I got the first card, and this card has come up before, and I talk a lot about this card. This is the miser. This is somebody who's not giving enough. This is somebody who's dealing sometimes with somebody who's not giving enough, or somebody who's dealing with somebody who's greedy in their life, This is your attitude. So maybe you're just like fed up with people who are greedy, Maybe you don't want to deal with it, and it's making you kind of sick, and maybe you don't have the money. Maybe you're concerned about not having the money, and that's bothering you. You're concerned about not having enough money to do all the things that you need to do and want to do, So it could be just that you have a lot of bills. You have a lot of bills, or you have a lot of things from the past that you need to pay for that have kind of come back to bite you, come back to haunt you, and you can't do it all, and the dollar will only go so far, and so you're really concerned about it, and you're holding tight to the coins that you have. Maybe you're trying to save. But this is a caution. This is a caution about having that mentality about not having enough. Just focus on all these little critters here going up this beanstalk. There's a magic beanstalk that's growing right now that has a lot of money attached to it. That if you focus on that, and if you focus on doing what you can do, and not playing into that miser, greedy consciousness of I don't have enough. No, you have everything you need at this time to make it. You might not have everything you want at this time, but you have everything you need, which is different. And so you're the channel, you're the vessel that holds the money, that has the money flowing to you. Continue to tell yourself that, and you will not be. This card can block you. This is almost a fear of not having enough, and that fear will block you from a positive outcome. And so I don't want that for you. And this is a positive outcome. This is what you can achieve. This is basically the hermit. And now Aquarians are very hermit-like. Sometimes they can retreat into their room for hours, days, years. You might not see some of your Aquarian friends for decades. And then they can come out and they can be completely changed. It's like they go through a metamorphosis. And they think about all the things you could possibly think about in the universe. And they do research. And they burn the candle. They live by the light of the moon, by this lantern, because they stay up. They read for hours. And this is the hermit about being introspective and spending time alone and time away. And I think of the male Aquarius. This is a male Aquarius, but it can be female. But I think of this as the engagement card too. I think of this as the engagement card because there's this ring, this ring in this image. And so engagement, you might have an unexpected engagement, unexpected proposal coming out of the blue from nowhere, and you're just gonna be like, oh my gosh, like what is happening, from a relationship that you're in. And this is a great card. Basically, it's saying that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's a period of waiting. It's a good outcome, wedding or engagement. So there's going to be a good outcome. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. So all your worries, I feel like all your worries about not having enough, it's going to be eclipsed. I think there's an eclipse in the fall sometime. I'm not sure what time. As soon as the eclipse happens, it's going to be eclipsed. It's going to be over. And all the positive stuff's going to really roll in. September may be that time where you take time to go inward and to do research and to do things that make you happy. But this card, I will say that this card is not as big of a blocker as some of the other ones. So, like, for instance, like the Hierophant, the Emperor. Sorry, the Emperor. I talked about it, I think, in my last reading, can be a serious hindrance to progress. And once it rears its head, it's hard to get around it. Also, the Tower can block. The Tower blocks by just breaking things up. So it's like the Tower comes in and it's like, it's very strong influence. The Miser is not so much of a strong influence. It is an attitude. So you can get past an attitude. You can adapt a better attitude. And you need to adapt a better attitude, Aquarius, if you're going to achieve the light, if you're going to get to the light at the end of the tunnel. With your sanity intact. Basically, it's with your sanity intact. Because if you go over and over how much money you have, how much money you don't have, and how much money you need, and counting all your pennies, this is never going to work. You got to just let it go. You got to say, okay, I have everything I have, and I will have everything I have, and I have everything I need. So, at this time. So that is what's for you, Aquarius. I wish you the best. I will continue to do videos. I'm not sure when I'm going to do October's. I just finished up with the end of August. And I might do a few videos here and there. And I might do like something halfway through September. Because, once a month is not really enough. Sometimes there's things that pop up that are unexpected that I might do. So keep watching. Watch the ones. I always watch my ascendant, which is Capricorn, and my Sun and Moon, which is Aquarius. Now, if you got like 3 different ones, that's more of a challenge because you have 3 different sort of influences. Almost like your day to day, your emotions and your personality kind of shift to one of those things, and you may feel on some days that you're more like one or the other. So, I would check out your ascendant sign and figure that out. Check out the ascendant sign, the video that I do for your ascendant sign first, because that's a big influence. And then after that, check out your sun and moon. And I wish you all the best, and I will see you soon. All right, thanks.